Let me ask you a simple question. A bat and a ball cost $1.10 in total. The bat costs $1 more than the ball. How much does the ball cost? If you're like most people, an answer immediately jumped into your mind. 10 cents. It's simple, intuitive, and it's wrong. The correct answer is 5 cents. But why did your brain so confidently serve you the wrong answer first? Who was that impulsive voice in your head? And who is the one now that is slowly checking the math? In his Nobel Prize-winning masterpiece, Thinking, Fast and Slow, psychologist Daniel Kahneman reveals that our mind is not a single, unified entity. Instead, it is a drama played out by two vastly different characters. One is an impulsive, intuitive hero. The other, a lazy but brilliant detective. The story of your life. Every decision you make, every bias you hold, every mistake you repeat, is the story of the troubled partnership between these two agents in your head. Kahneman calls these two characters System 1 and System 2. System 1 is your fast thinker. It's the automatic pilot. It operates effortlessly, intuitively, and without your conscious control. When you hear a loud noise and instinctively turn your head, that's System 1. When you drive a familiar road, read the mood in a room, or understand a simple sentence, you are using System 1. It is a legacy of our evolutionary past, a magnificent machine that recognizes patterns and makes snap judgments to keep us alive. It's the gut feeling, the first impression, the hero that handles thousands of micro-decisions every day so that you don't have to. It is always on. Then there is System 2. This is your slow thinker. This is the conscious, rational self that you identify with, the one that deliberates, chooses, and concentrates. When you try to solve the bat and ball problem correctly, you engage System 2. When you parallel park, fill out a tax form, or try to follow a complex argument, you are calling on System 2. But System 2 has a critical flaw. It is lazy. It requires effort, attention, and energy. It would much rather do nothing and let System 1 run the show. And this is where the trouble begins. Because System 1 is fast but often sloppy, it relies on mental shortcuts, or heuristics. And these shortcuts lead to predictable errors in judgment, what we call cognitive biases. The lazy System 2, meanwhile, often just accepts these flawed judgments without question. One of the most powerful biases Kahneman describes is fueled by what he calls WYSIATI. What you see is all there is. System 1 is brilliant at creating a coherent story out of the limited information it has available, and it completely ignores the information it doesn't have. Consider this. After a tragic plane crash makes headlines, many people become more afraid of flying than of driving. Why? Because the dramatic, emotional images of the crash are available to their minds. Their System 1 creates a quick story based on this vivid information and ignores the statistical reality that driving is vastly more dangerous. What they see is all there is. This bias affects everything, from our investment decisions based on recent market news to our political views shaped by dramatic headlines. We build our entire worldview on a tiny, biased sliver of reality, and we do so with absolute confidence.
So, we have two systems in our head: a fast, intuitive, and error-prone storyteller, and a slow, lazy, but capable analyst. The storyteller is the star, and the analyst is a reluctant, supportive supporting character who often doesn't even show up. What then is the grand story of our mind? It is the story of a creature, us, that is fundamentally designed to jump to conclusions, to trust its gut, and to build a coherent narrative, even if that narrative is wrong. This brings us to the profound and humbling final lesson of the book. You cannot simply turn off System 1. You cannot live your life in the slow, exhausting mode of System 2. So, the goal is not to eliminate fast thinking, but to recognize its patterns and know when to slow down. The ultimate takeaway is this: learn to recognize the signs that you are in a cognitive minefield. When the stakes are high, when you are tempted to make a quick decision about something important, that is your cue to engage System 2. The greatest gift Kahneman gives us is not a solution, but a vocabulary. By learning the names of our biases, like wisiati, anchoring, or confirmation bias, we give our lazy System 2 a tool to spot them. It's like giving a detective the name of a suspect. So the next time you feel that confident, intuitive answer jump into your head, just pause. Ask a simple question. Is this System 1 talking? And is it time to wake up the detective? Because the quality of your life is not defined by the speed of your thinking, but by the wisdom of knowing when to slow down.